Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Who presents Linda to be wed to Mark?
Her brother Alan does.
Great. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome everybody to this gorgeous afternoon and this gorgeous couple. Welcome friends and family who are present here in Asheville and all of you who are watching through YouTube on your live stream from as far away as Chile and Thailand. It is a beautiful fall equinox afternoon here in the mountains of North Carolina, and we want to send out a special greeting to Mark's 4 sisters, 2 brothers, 3 sons, and 2 grandkids who are all viewing from Florida, DC, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Colorado, and California. And we also want to welcome Linda's brother Alan, who is here from New York. And this day is a special union which embraces many spiritual traditions, some of which you're already seeing: Hindu, Jewish, Celtic, Catholic, and Protestant. Mark and Linda's tribes are from the 4 directions, and they have walked many different spiritual paths. So we are witnessing the unity of diversity and the bounding together by love. Their marriage is rooted deeply in and blooms from that love, friendship, and guidance that they received from each one of you. So let's open with a moment of prayer. We invite you, Great Spirit, into this time and this place in thanksgiving for the love that this couple shares, for the love that is shared throughout this community, those present and those viewing via live stream. And we know that whatever the mode of being present, we are all here right now to surround Mark and Linda with a holy love, with a sacred love, to ground them, to feel the beauty of this place and this time, and to know that the presence of a great love is moving in us, through us, and around us, today and always. And so we say, thank you, God. Amen. So we want to even widen the circle a little farther, maintaining the lineage from Russia, Germany, Wales, and Ireland. And we make special mention of those who have already passed: Linda's grandparents, Molly and Samuel Cohen, and Tess and Louis Siegall; Linda's parents, Benny and Sylvia Siegall; Mark's grandparents, Fred Wolf and Mona Spellman, and Alvin Foster and Teresa Steinberg. Also Mark's parents, Dr. Gerald Foster, who passed away this very day 20 years ago, and Mark's living 93-year-old mother, Elizabeth Wolf. And we know that all of them are present with us here today, for they are in our hearts always. Mark would like to read from John in the 1st chapter.
This is John chapter 1, verse 13, and it's translated from the Mirror Bible. These are the ones who discover their genesis in God, beyond their natural conception. This is not about our blood lineage or whether we're a wanted or unwanted child. This is about our God-begottenness. We are his dream come true, and not the invention of our parents. We are indeed the greatest idea that God has ever had.
Thank you. Okay. This is from Maharishi Mahashogi.
Let us be in love with all around us. Let us in love resolve to be in love, for love is life. And certainly we do not want to step out of life. So let us in love resolve to remain in love, and let us never step out of the boundaries of lovingness. For in love dwells the power of God, the power of creation, wisdom of life, and the strength of all good. Certainly our life has to be all in love.
So often marriage is viewed as something that just happens between two people. But in reality, marriage is always much broader. It's a joining of a tribe and a village. And Linda and Marc wish to marry, so they would like to ask their tribe and their village, those gathered here and those of you who are watching, will you honor and pledge them your love and acceptance? If so, please answer aloud, we will. We will. Ah, all right. Thank you.
Proceed.
So Barry Barton is going to offer a poem by Chilean poet Claudio Bertoni.
I'd like to be a nest if you were a little bird. I'd like to be a scarf if you were a neck and were cold. If you were music, I'd be an ear. If you were water, I'd be a glass. If you were light, I'd be an eye. If you were a foot, I'd be a sock. If you were the sea, I would be a beach. And if you were still the sea, I'd be a fish and I'd swim in you. And if you were the sea, I'd be salt. And if I were salt, you'd be lettuce and avocado, or at least a fried egg. And if you were a fried egg, I'd be a piece of bread. And if I were a piece of bread, you'd be butter or jam. If you were jam, I'd be the peach in the jam. If I were a peach, you'd be a tree. And if you were a tree, I'd be your sap. And of course, through your arms like blood. And if I were blood, I'd live in your heart. Ah.
Beautiful. So you may have noticed that we're standing here in a gorgeous place surrounded by a wide diversity of beautiful plants and wonderful biodiversity. And these plants that you see right around you have been nurtured and given the best care that can be provided. Now their beauty is all around us. And into this place, you bring this beautiful thing, your loving relationship and your marriage. Here you stand, declaring it, promising to nurture it, and to give it the best care you are able. You met and started your life here on one of the most biodiverse places on Earth. And there's power in that biodiversity. It creates possibilities for magical cross-pollination. So I ask you to remember the variety of this mountain scene. The beauty of your marriage is not in its sameness, but rather in its diversity, in the richness of your ongoing sharing with each other. Grant each other the gift of growth. You don't know what challenges lie ahead. You only know that from now on, you will face them together. So at this time, Marc and Linda are going to share their vows with us.
Staying true to my soul's highest understanding, I now join you, Linda, in your calling to manifest love on this planet. I take you, Linda, to be no other than yourself, loving what I know of you and trusting what I don't yet know, and faith in your abiding love for me. I accept you as my wife.
staying true to my soul's highest understanding, I now join you, Marc, in your calling to manifest love on the planet. I take you, Marc, to be no other than yourself, loving what I know of you, trusting what I don't yet know, and faith in your abiding love for me. I accept you as my husband.
And we're going to make it even more real. So I invite you, to hold each other's wrist so that your pulses are together. Their heartbeat. So your hearts are beating next to each other. And in this Celtic tradition of the hand fasting, we have a cord that each of you has woven some of your own hair into. And with your vows that you have made to each other, you have bound yourself together as husband and wife. And you're bound in this love. And the binding of this love is in your hands. It's yours to keep. It's not a tight bind. It's a bind you get to move around in. And so I ask that this binding together of two hearts and two souls be full of love, that it be grounded and true, growing and rich. May they always know that they are held in each other's hands. Amen. Now you can pull your hands out, and the knot remains. We've got a song now that will be offered by Paula and James.
There are places I remember on my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life I've loved them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. In my life, I love you more. Thank you for your love.
So we have rings. And a ring is a circle. And a circle is a symbol of the sun, of the earth. It's a strong symbol with no edges or seams, so no places of weakness. So as you two share these circles that will entwine your fingers, it becomes a symbol of the unbroken circle of your love. So Mark, you. I'll hold it while you put it on her hand.
Oh, which finger? Linda, I offer you this ring, and I do so with great love for you and a deep sense of commitment to you. Do you accept this ring as a symbol of my love? And do you now accept me as your husband?
I do.
There you go.
Mark, I offer you this ring, and I do so with great love for you and a deep sense of commitment to you. Do you accept this ring as a symbol of my love, and do you accept me as your wife?
I do.
Well, you shared vows.
Wow.
You shared rings. You were bound together in a hand fasting. You've listened to the love around you. So I now pronounce, in the presence of all these witnesses and through the power of their love and through the power of God, who is the source of us all and the source of perfect love, that you are now husband and wife. Woo! You can seal it with a kiss. Friends and family, far and near, it is my great pleasure to present to you the happily married couple, Marc and Linda. Now, we have one more religion that we need to bring in. So, Marc, who is barefoot, is going to put on a boot so that he can stomp on a glass in the tradition of a great Jewish wedding. And you might think, why would we crush a perfectly good glass? It's a reminder that the things that hold what is most sweet can also be broken. So life is therefore precious and fragile. Life is full of sorrow and joy, and we celebrate them both because it's all part of a full and blessed life. So as Marc stomps on this glass, I invite you all to shout Mazel Tov, which means congratulations. Mazel Tov!
Got it. First try.
And I believe there is a postlude, and then we are going to mingle, and you have got some announcements.
Yes,
Okay. I know where they are back there.
back there somewhere, right? There we are. Thanks.
We have chosen to have our first dinner as a married couple at White Duck Taco. And if you're in the Asheville area, about 5:30, you can join us. And White Duck has lovingly going to play our soundtrack while we eat. So that's announcement one. Announcement two, everyone present is welcome to go ahead and make your way to the patio. There is champagne and there is also non-alcoholic drinks. And in a few minutes, David Wright is going to come up to this mic and provide for us a toast, and we would like you to participate. And so nothing I have to say will interrupt that. So if you want to go and get a glass and a bottle in preparation for David, please do that now. And then everyone is welcome to, if you haven't seen our apartment, you're welcome. We cleaned it, and you're welcome to take a look. And then also,
Wear your mask inside.
yeah, wear your mask inside. And we have also sent our dearest friends over the internet and to you the playlist of our favorite songs. And so be aware that you can click on that to enjoy from Linda and I. And so I think that's all I have to say.
Oh,
If you go ahead and get some bubbly.
After the toast, I'm going to do some more stuff.
Oh my goodness, a hawk. I love it.
It's perfect.
So everybody, I'm going to go get a bubbly, and please join me. And then I think, David, you're up.
Please stay for the toast, and after there's a little bit more.
Yeah, Linda has a few words to say.
Land also.
But then you got to wrap it right shortly after.
Well, first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here. And before we raise our glasses, I do have a few things to say. First of all, Mark, you may be the husband, but I'm the boyfriend. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I've been through this before. Don't worry, Barry, I'm not going to mention your name. That this woman ran off with a Russ person. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I've been, you're not running off on me, girl. You well, yes, I am weird, and that's why Linda and I are friends. And she's attracted all of these beautiful, weird, uniquely weird people to her wedding and around her at this loving moment. So I thought I'd do this reading, which I think is most appropriate, and it's called Mutual Weirdness. This is called Mutual Weirdness by Robert Fulham. We are all a little weird, and life is weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up and with them and fall into a mutual weirdness, and we call it love. And that is true. It is love. And for you to have found your love at this time of your life, and with all the friends that you have and your busy life and the transition and stuff that you're going through, wonderful spiritual things both of you share. It's the two of you, and I've said this both to the two of you, the reason I see you so well together is because you're both loving, you're both non-judgmental, you're both very nurturing and giving, and you really fit together so well. Spiritually and just in the way you look at things and the way you look at life. So with everyone, I ask you to raise your glasses to this beautiful couple that I love with all my heart, especially Linda. I am the boyfriend. And I raise the glasses and wish you all the happiness in the world that you both so deserve. Hear, hear. L'chaim.
So I have so many people to thank for this day. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all the people that are watching. I am so amazed. I think it was over 100 people that are all over the world that have decided to share this day with us. And we didn't forget about you. We looked at every name this morning and just felt your love coming our way. So I wanted to thank you for being there. I want to thank, Yona was supposed to be our officiant, but he actually had an accident. He's fine, but I wanted to thank him for the creative input he did have, because we did meet with him a few times and he was wonderful. I do want to thank Laura for stepping in at the last minute. Thank you, thank you. And I love your heart and your creativity and your beautiful essence and spirit. Thank you so much. My dear friend Ginny Levi made the cupcakes. So please, if you don't want to eat it now, take one home with you. There's some boxes there, and they're vegan and gluten-free, not sugar-free. And so we had mine. My favorite was the chocolate. And they have what's called rose petal jam on them, which was actually made by a friend of mine in Iowa, Dawn Hunter. She has a flower farm, and she makes this wonderful rose petal jam every year. So I ordered a bunch from her. So that's on the top. The other ones are Marc's pick, and that's the carrot cake with cashew cream frosting. Yeah, cashew cream frosting. So we had a beautiful tasting. Ginny sat us down with like 6 different kinds, and we picked those, and they're all delicious. So anything that Ginny makes is wonderful. So thank you so much. My dear friend Jenna did my flowers. Both sets of flowers. We went out to Never Ending Flower Farm yesterday morning and picked all the flowers, and she made the bouquets and my headdress. And she also had to fix my skirt a little bit. There were some things going on there. So thank you, my dear friend Jenna. Barry, Barry, what do I say? I love you so much. I love everybody so much. But anyway. You know I love you so much. Thank you for the reading. Yeah, you're more special. Thank you for the reading. Thank you for coming to set up. My friend Jackie also came to set up. It was so wonderful to have all my women friends around me today. That felt really good. David, what do I say? Just come on the honeymoon. I'll make him say it's okay. Yeah. Thank you for the toast. I need to, Paula and James, that song was absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Christopher, Asheville Videography, he did a beautiful job all along the way. Recommend him highly if you ever need that kind of work. A couple people, Gary Jordan and Shirley Phillips, those are our landlords, and thank you for hosting us on this beautiful home and property. Thank you for letting us live on this beautiful sacred space. Yeah. Shirley went out of her way to do plants for us, and they're both doing photography, so we just really appreciate you guys. There's a couple people that aren't here I wanted to thank. One of Marc's nieces, her name is Dharmishta. She lives in California, and she was the first one we called when we wanted to do this online because we didn't know what the heck we were doing. And she has been there all along the way. She's the one that put up the Eventbrite and the tribute page and did all that kind of stuff for us. So Dharmishta, if you're out there, thank you so much. And Victor Foster, one of Marc's sons. We couldn't have had the playlist without him. He did all the techno whiz stuff for that. So thank you, Victor. The next generation. Yeah, right, exactly. All that are watching, that tuned in, thank you so much for being there. We feel your love. And the last thank you, did I miss anybody? Oh, yeah. The last thank you I want to do is to my husband, Marc. And I want to thank you for a lot of things, but specifically right here, I'm thanking you for today because I didn't know I was going to ever have this experience in my life. So thank you for creating this with me and doing this with me, and I love you. Okay, I think I got everybody. Let's go eat tacos.
And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new, though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life, I love you more.